Afternoon, Space Monkeys. Welcome to Political Fight Club. I'm your host, Robert Durden. I'm going to do a show today on the last bastion for the left and $15 minimum wage. As we mentioned yesterday on the show, the Senate did vote down the chance to vote on $15 minimum wage, 58 to 42. I already gave you the names in the previous video of the 8 Democrats who voted against it. Obviously, it was Manchin, Sinema, Sheehan, Tester, Carper, and I forget what the last guy's, Angus King. And then there was a couple other ones as well. Get at those people, their career should be over. But beyond that, let's move on to what we can still do to get the minimum wage. This is the last chance we have, unfortunately. And it even more unfortunately falls on the shoulders of the squad, or as I like to call them, the suicide squad, since they let Medicare for All die. Diseases of despair and suicidal ideation, particularly in young people in this country, has skyrocketed. So I call them the suicide squad. They are our last chance. So the bill now goes to the House, and they get to renegotiate it on it a little bit more. There are some good things in the bill, but it's anemic. Again, it's a D+ effort. It gives $1,400 to everyone, including children. And there's some, funding for schools. There's a $300 a week unemployment insurance provision in there, that's horrible, but I mean, at least it's in there. So it's really not very good. It goes back to the House, and the solution is right now, if the squad votes as a block, the way I've been saying, they can insist that the bill include $15 minimum wage. The Democrats really need this bill to pass. They're not doing well. They haven't done anything. So Biden really needs this to pass. But the Democrats don't have a big enough lead in the House that if, I think it's 6 people, don't vote for this bill or hold out and say, listen, we're not voting for your bill and it will not pass without our votes unless you include $15 minimum wage, and no negotiation. It's in there or it's not. You can't have my votes unless it's in there. If they do that, they can absolutely get it included in the bill. But they have to be willing to shoot the hostage. They have to be willing to, take a risk. And they have to be willing to, if they are not listened to vote it down. They have to be brave. But that's what they get paid for. That's what we elect them for. So they're spineless. They're not going to do this. But I think there is a way to incentivize them to do it. And but we all have to band together. One of my boys, Dr. Fishbones, on Twitter, you should follow him if you don't already. He tweeted about this morning. I retweeted, and I've been running with this idea since the squad let the Medicare for All floor vote die. I emailed all of them and tweeted at them. I'm like, you get no more of my money, no more donations until we get a Medicare for All floor vote ever. And I canceled all of them the day that it happened. And you should too, all of you. If you're donating to the squad, send them a message, cancel everything, and say, listen, once we get a Medicare for All floor vote and $15 minimum wage, you will get your donations back. You have to also be willing to play hardball with our favorite politicians. They're good people, but they're not getting anything done. They are 100% bark and no bite. They're great at tweeting like they're fighting for us, but they're doing absolutely nothing. They've got nothing for us done. Pay-go restrictions lifted, maybe. But I mean, we're no closer to Medicare for All than we were December 15th when it was really popular. We're 3 months later. So we need to get harsh with them, send them a message, tell them, listen, Medicare for All floor vote, $15 minimum wage, you start getting donations again, and not 1 second before. If we all do that together, it'll get their attention real goddamn quick. I guarantee you. So, but we have to do it now because the bill's not going to be in there for much longer. But I guarantee you, if it caught fire over the next 3 days and suddenly the squad, all their donations dropped 40%, they would vote as a block. I guarantee you get 6 or 7 of them to actually, I mean, they wouldn't be being heroic. They'd be doing it for selfish reasons, but I don't give a shit. If we hit them where it hurts and make them think they're going to lose re-election, then they will vote correct. We'll make them be brave. So that's the only way that we're going to get $15 minimum wage. And quite honestly, I think it's the only way that we will get any minimum wage increase. I mean, what the Democrats will do if this bill fails and we can't get the minimum wage in there is they'll just say, oh, it was the Republicans in Manchin and Sinema. We're never going to get them on board for a minimum wage hike. We'll wait and try to win more seats in the Senate in 2022 when they know they're going to get decimated in the Senate. So they're in fantasy land and they don't actually believe that anyway. But that's what they'll say is like, well, let's wait till we have the numbers. We'll never have the numbers because Biden's administration is going to lose the House and the Senate. So they're just treading water, trying to delay the $15 minimum wage or any minimum wage increase until 2022, and then they get their scapegoat, and then we have a lame duck 4 years. So it's now or never, guys. Get at these people. Bully them on Twitter. Tell them, listen, no more donations. None. Not one penny. As soon as we get a Medicare for All floor vote and a $15 minimum wage implemented, you'll get your money back. And that's my vow to them as well if they ever watch this, which they won't. So keep fighting the good fight out there. I have the debate almost finished. I don't think we're going to have video on it. There was some technical difficulties yesterday, but I do have an hour and a half long audio. So it's pretty good. The audio quality is a little bit hushed because we had to have Ben's, we had him on a phone call and up to a mic, basically. So, but it's nice and clear. Join me for that later. I'm going to upload that as soon as I shrink the file just a little bit and try to clean it up. Okay, guys. Have a good evening. I'll talk to you later.